Last week we worked on a frog dissection to look at two important systems in the human body and the frog. The cardio and the respiratory system. They work together to get oxygen into our body and then get it to different organs within our body. So our cardiorespiratory system involves two main parts. The word cardio actually means heart. So anytime you hear cardio, we're talking about your heart strength. The second part is the respiratory system, and that is the breathing. So involved in the breathing are things like our lungs, are first and foremost, our air tube, which is our trachea, as well as our diaphragm. And the diaphragm is just a muscle that you find underneath the lungs here that allows for contraction and expansion of them. So anyways, what we saw was that when we start looking at the frog and the human, there's a few small differences, but both work quite the same. Each has a heart, and both the frog and the human can keep blood with oxygen separate from the blood that's got no oxygen in it, or deoxygenated blood. So all the red here in our frog and in our human is blood with oxygen in it. So that symbol O2 stands for oxygen, and the red is oxygenated blood. Anywhere that there's blue means there's no oxygen in the blood. So what happens in a human or a frog is we breathe in air, and in humans it happens through our nose and our mouth, as well as in the frog, and it enters into lungs. Both humans and frogs have two lung lobes, and from there it diffuses into the bloodstream and is brought to different organs throughout the body. And you can see that in humans, those organs include things like lungs and the liver, and I believe the large intestine. And what's also happening with the blood in our system and within humans is that it gets cleaned up in our kidneys. It also gets cleaned up in our liver. So any toxins in our blood get cleaned up when they travel through those two organs. And that's why if you go into kidney or liver failure, the color of your body changes, because you just end up with a buildup of toxins in your body, and you can't handle it. It makes you sick. So anyways, after traveling through the organs into the different parts of the body where the blood with oxygen is needed, it has no more oxygen in it. So it's represented here as blue, although the blood is still actually red in our body. It goes back into your heart, and then the heart can pump it back into the lungs, where air coming in with oxygen enters the blood.